Welcome to the Broken Heart Club podcast. This podcast will be about how to get over your breakup and get your ex back if you want that. If you don't want that, that's okay too. But you'll see that these two goals have the same solution. That's what's gonna blow your mind. The same solution can achieve you both or either of the goals. So let's do it. I'm not no psychologist. I'm not a therapist yet. I'm not a doctor. I'm no psychiatrist. I'll go far as to say I'm not even a smart person, to tell you the truth. But there's one thing I know is about how to deal with heartbreaks. I have been doing research for the last 3-4 years into heartbreaks, getting exes back, breakups, relationship dynamics, self-improvement, for the last 3 to 4 years. So I know quite a bit about those type of things than most people, okay? So, and also a lot of personal experience. Personal experience taught me way more than the scientific literature, but it goes hand in hand. So without further ado, I will start the podcast. This is originally an article that I wrote, a very long article, I should say. But not everybody likes reading, so I thought about making it into a podcast. And I'll just, so whatever I wrote in my article, I'll kind of repeat that and add something. Add like a significant portion. Like I'll read off the article, then I'll add like some more things. So people that are here from the article, you can learn more things. People that have not even read the article, they can learn everything too. So let's get to the meat here. I know you're going through a break, okay? That's why you're listening to this. And I know it's been really tough for you. I know you are going through hell right now. You're sad, confused, angry, depressed, even numb. You go from sad to angry, then to numb, or you're just sad all the time, or even just angry all the time. I'm here to tell you that whatever emotions you're going through is totally normal. It is totally normal to feel these painful emotions and to even be confused about the things you're feeling right now. The stages of emotions you're going through will be non-linear. You don't go from stage 1 grief to stage 2 anger to stage 3 insanely angry. Like it doesn't work like that. You kind of switch around a little bit. You go grief, then you go angry, then you go guilt, then you go disappointment, then you go hopelessness. So your emotions are basically all over the place, okay? Which makes this whole thing very confusing. And if this is your first heartbreak, oh my God. Those are especially fucked up. But because it's like the first time you're feeling so fucked up and you don't know if you're gonna survive this, which is a valid point because it's the first time you're going through this. But don't worry, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. To make things worse, our friends and family aren't being the most helpful. At first, maybe they were supportive. Then later, they just started being dismissive to our feelings by saying things like, just move on already. Or, I love this one. There's a lot of fish in the sea. This causes us to feel like there's something wrong with us, that we should have moved on already. This notion makes us blame ourselves for feeling this pain and makes things much worse. I'm here to tell you that there is nothing wrong with you for feeling this way. There is no right amount of time to take to quote-unquote move on, and more importantly, none of this is your fault. You might be also experiencing panic and anxiety attacks, episodes of depression, headaches, stomach problems, loss of appetite, insomnia. Like, shit, it's fucked up, man. You both once claimed you were the best things to have happened to each other. You guys are supposed to be married and make bunch of babies, you know. You're supposed to go to Costco together, but all that didn't happen, okay? No wonder you're so confused and astonished. What the hell actually happened? You just got hit by a truck now. It kind of feels like you've gone a bit cuckoo, okay? You don't feel like yourself anymore. You don't think you'll ever be happy again. I am sure you heard this a million times already, but I have to remind you anyways. You are going to be okay. It will take a while, but you will get back to who you were before. This is going to be one hell of a ride. I prepared this guide so this process is much easier and you get to heal your heart properly. This guide also outlines the best way to get your ex back if you want that. Because sometimes it's not a good idea. I mean, what if they're meth addicts who are also serial killers? Right? You don't want them back, do you? Unless they're really awesome. But then they must be really awesome because you're willing to overlook the fact that they kill people. But anyway, I need to add that these tips and tricks are not in chronological order. Therefore, you do not need to follow them one after another. I made citations to some of the things I've said to increase their legitimacy. That's for the article, folks. So if you want citations for everything I say, then you take a look at the article. I have the citations. Now, it's fucking sucks, you're out of the relationship. A lot of people I hear complain about, I wasted so much time on this guy. I wasted 2-3 years on this guy. It wasn't a waste of time. Now, let me tell you why. I mean, it might feel like that right now. That, oh, fuck, 5 years of my life are gone. Oh, my God, what a waste of time. You guys had a good time together. Okay, you guys have fun together. You had good memories. Sure, there were bad memories, I'm sure. But you guys had fun times together. So anytime having fun is not time wasted, in my opinion. Okay, unless you're procrastinating a bit too much. But you guys had a fun time, had a journey. You guys learned about each other, learned about yourself. So it wasn't a waste of time. And and also you have to take away what the lessons this relationship taught you. Right now, they're not hitting you because right now you're kind of like cuckoo a bit. But later on, they will hit you. In this breakup process, it will hit you. So there is going to be a lot of wisdom you will learn from your experiences, which means your time wasn't wasted. These valuable lessons are very valuable. So yeah, I don't think you wasted your time. Now, my first point is you gotta accept the breakup. Yeah. Maybe you realized before it happened, or maybe the breakup got you by surprise. Either way, it's devastating. You are hoping this is some nightmare and you will get up and everything will get back to normal. But no, this is your reality right now. And you have to accept the fact that he or she broke up with you. The relationship is over. It's okay to be in shock and denial in the first few weeks, but eventually you just have to accept it as it is. It will be very hurtful to accept it, but you have to do it in order to get to the next healing stage. Accept what happened. Now, this doesn't mean he or she is gone forever. It just means he or she is gone at the moment. So don't live in denial. It happened. They're not gonna fucking call you in 2 weeks and be like, I was just going through a rough time. No. If that happens, I mean, it happens, but most likely it won't. That's not gonna happen. So just accept the fact that the relationship is over. It's hard, I'm not telling you to do it immediately after getting the text or receiving the news of the breakup. No. Take your time, okay? And accept the fact that the relationship is over. No point in denying it. Now, another thing my next point is a lot of people try to not do this point, which I hate, because there's this mask we want to show to the world and ourselves. Oh, I just got broken. Oh, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm just gonna live my life. I don't give a shit. But inside you're dying. That's pretty sad, and that's not good for your psyche or your emotions. So you have to grieve your loss. Cry your heart out. Okay, cry like a fucking motherfucker. All right, it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. Your guys out there, all the guys out there, cry your eyes out. Okay, have a fucking amazing time crying, because crying is amazing. Okay, it's one of the best ways to process your grief. Yeah, I hear the boys don't cry bullshit too, okay? But if you hold in your cries a bit too much, you end up becoming the next Ted Bundy, okay? You end up becoming the next serial killer, okay? That's literally factually not true, but I mean, it's not good for you. Holding in your cries and holding in your anger it's bad for you. It's horrible for you. It just compounds and becomes worse things. So let's avoid that. So cry your heart out. Start your day with a good fucking cry, okay? It lifts a huge burden and you walk lighter throughout the day. So after my first ever breakup, first 2 weeks, I didn't cry. I was just like, whatever. I didn't say whatever. It hurt, but I was just like, okay. But throughout the day, I was just carrying this huge load. Like, it was like this huge baggage all day. And as soon as I started crying regularly, I felt so much lighter. I felt 10 times lighter. Every day I would cry, I would feel much better. So I would just start my mornings with a cry. Like, literally just on clockwork, start my morning with. I know a lot of people can do that. Like, they can't cry on command. But breakup music, pictures of your ex, old texts are all good things to start bawling if you have trouble crying. Now, you would want to delete pictures of your ex, their old texts and old mementos. You would want to destroy them. Okay, but not yet. Okay, first let's use them to cry. We're gonna use them to cry first, and then we're gonna get rid of them. Okay, after they have reached after we have utilized them to cry and they're not no use to us anymore, then you get rid of them 100%. Throw them in the trash, burn them. I don't give a shit. So if you're angry, punch a fucking pillow. Punch a pillow, yell into a pillow, do whatever it takes to get your anger out, as long as it's not harming anyone else. Okay, I don't want you to go to a McDonald's and scream at the cashier. Okay, cashier is already having a horrible day. Okay, the old man Jenkins gave her a horrible time already. Okay, you don't need to give this cashier more shit. Now, this grief and sadness will come in waves. Some days you might not feel it as much, but some other days it hits you hard, and that's normal. So cry, process your emotions. Don't hold it in. Holding it in will compound it, and it will come out in different ways. There is no timeline for you to process grief. Don't let anybody tell you, in 6 months you'll stop crying. Your healing process is your healing process. Take however long. It might also hit you unexpectedly a year from the breakup, and here a year in your healing journey. When you think you're doing great, everything's good, then you hear the song you both liked, and boom, you're hit with sadness. But it does diminish over time, so be patient. The intensity and frequency of these grief attacks and these anger attacks lessens over time. And there's another point I wanted to talk about, that sometimes we are not just disappointed because they left us, we're also disappointed that they didn't fulfill our expectations. Okay, so for example, you expected to get married to them, have babies with them, travel to Paris with them, go to Costco with them and haggle with the vendors, go to fucking build a play with Legos together. All these dreams you had, because they were broken, it causes a lot of distress too. Because it feels like all your dreams are fucking shattered. Getting married, babies, everything is fucked up. It's fucking shattered. But I'm here to tell you, these dreams and expectations can be fulfilled by somebody else too, not just them. Just remember that. Remember that going forward. There's another. Moving on to the next point, understanding what is going on in your head right now. Humans are pack animals, okay? We are meant to create strong bonds in order to survive and reproduce. We have been evolved to do that for hundreds and thousands of years. Hence, there are mechanisms set in our brain to avoid losing these bonds. If you ever lost a little brother or sister in the crowd, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. In the moment when we realize we lost them, we get tensed up, we panic. Our cortisol goes through the roof. This reaction in our heads gives us the motivation and energy to take massive action to find them. We might do things that are very uncharacteristic of us. A quiet, shy man will start screaming his brother's name in front of hundreds of people. This survival mechanism instilled in our ancestors to prevent losing our loved ones to the many dangers in the wild. Oh, a bear's trying to run away with your wife? You're gonna go full Muhammad Ali on that bear, while knowing full well you have no chance of winning. Your brain goes into hyperdrive, and you do things that you would never normally do. This mechanism gets triggered when we feel we're losing our loved ones. When we get dumped, this mechanism gets triggered too, and we go into fight or flight mode, aka what I call the hyperdrive. Hence, we are riddled with this agonizing anxiety all day. And to those of you who don't know what fight or flight mode is, when a bear freaking came to us before, and even if it came to us now, you're either gonna fight it or you're gonna run away, flight. So at that point, your body is loaded with stress hormones and to get you pumped up, like to get you like energized. Okay, you don't want to be seeing a bear and then you're like, oh, I gotta take a nap. No, when you see a bear, your brain's gonna be, oh my god, it's a fucking bear, get the fuck out of here. So it will excrete a lot of stress hormones / chemicals, neurotransmitters into your brain, and you will be full with anxiety, and that anxiety will give you the energy to run the fuck away from that bear. But unfortunately, this flight or flight mechanism also gets triggered when we get dumped. So you're gonna be laying in your bed just riddled with anxiety all day. And there's nothing you can do to like fix it. You just gotta sit with it. One of our other fundamental instinct is to survive and reproduce. Famous evolutionary scientist said everything we do is directly or indirectly related to our survival and reproduction. I don't want to get into the details of that, but yeah, hold on. Okay, and we're back. Now, a lot of people don't know that I actually did take a break. I was having a fucking seizure. No, not really. But as I was saying, one of our fundamental instincts is to survive and reproduce. When a loved one dumps us, it makes sense that our brain goes into frenzy wanting to get them back, since they were our hope for procreation. Like, your brain's literally like, oh my god, why'd you let this person go? This person literally was like our source of procreation, of our source of immortality. What the hell? But like, your brain doesn't know. Your brain knows. Like, the reptilian brain doesn't understand that there are 7 billion people in this fucking planet, okay, who you can procreate with. It doesn't know. It works on a scarcity mindset. So it doesn't know. It doesn't know shit. But yeah, it's freaking out right now. Your brain's freaking out. Brain's like, oh my god, we're not gonna procreate anymore. This person dumped us. So don't worry. We try calling them. We try reasoning with them. We try everything to get them back in order to calm our head, but it doesn't work. I'll get into why it doesn't work. Just after a breakup, if you tried getting your ex back, doesn't work. Believe me, I tried. My first ever breakup. Holy shit! When the news hit me, it was through text when she said she couldn't be with me any longer, and I was totally fucking broken. Like, this was my first ever major heartbreak, and I was in a fucking Subway sandwich restaurant, and I was losing my fucking mind. I was walking around the streets in our neighborhood, and I was just like, what in the hell? What? I'm gonna fucking die. Like, that's what I was thinking. It was the most bizarre shit ever, okay? Never felt so sad so suddenly. Of course, I've been really sad, but I haven't, like, if there's a sadness meter from 0 to 100, I was literally 98, 99. It was so bad, and I couldn't accept it. I couldn't accept the breakup. I just couldn't. And I texted her like, what the hell? I thought we were meant to be together. I thought everything. I thought you loved me. I thought all that shit, right? And what do you think she said? She said, oh no, I'm sorry. I mean, she didn't say that. She said something else. But she just wasn't, interested in getting back together at that point, because she just broke up with me. Just after a breakup is not a good time for you to try to get your ex back. So I would not recommend. Anyways, my next point. Be patient, okay? It hurts. I know it really, really, really hurts. I know it is going to be like this for a bit, but you will get better eventually. A lot of people keep making posts here about breaking up 2 weeks ago and complaining why they aren't perfectly fine now. It Doesn't work like that. I wish it did, but it doesn't. I'm sorry. You're not gonna forget about your breakup in 2 weeks. It's gonna be shitty for a fucking while. For a while, it's gonna be very, very shitty. So please be patient with yourself, okay? Accept the fact that it's gonna be dog shit for a long while. Okay, so yeah, and every breakup is different and every person is different, so they're gonna handle breakups very differently. So don't compare your healing process to your friend's healing process, because you're not the same fucking person. You don't have the same attachment styles, you don't have the same attachment traumas, you don't have the same relationship dynamics, you don't have the same support group, you don't have the same a lot of other variables that I don't even know about, and I read about this shit 24/7. So be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Don't compare your healing to anybody else. And my next point is cut off all contact. Go no contact for your own healing. What does that mean? What do you mean no contact? Don't text them, don't call them, don't snap them, don't like their photos, don't do anything to contact them. Don't even try to send a pigeon, okay? I know you Harry Potter folk will try to send a pigeon. No, nothing. No contact means no contact no matter what. Well, unless you guys have a kid together or unless you guys are roommates, it's a little bit more complicated, which you can private message me or whatever. I'll tell you how to... Actually, no, I'll just tell you here then. If you're in a professional work environment or if you're living together, just act professionally. It means just keep it professional. Don't get personal. But anyways, for the rest of you who are not sharing a room together or sharing a child together or sharing the workplace together, if they message or call you, let them know straight up that if they want to try the relationship again, only then they can contact you. Otherwise, tell them not to contact you and respect your space. You don't need to be mean to them. You can do it politely. You can be like, hey, I just received your text, but if you ever want to give another try for our relationship, only then contact me. Otherwise, refrain from contacting me. I just want some space. Thank you. Okay? So you don't contact them, and if they contact you, you say that. You say like, don't contact me unless you want to rework our relationship. Other than that, don't contact me. Why are we being so cruel? Why are we taking so many drastic measures? It's for your own healing, okay? Now let me tell you why. Love is a cocktail of brain chemicals: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, endorphin. It activates all your happy chemicals at once. When the person dumps you, they cut you off all these happy chemicals, causing massive withdrawal symptoms. Your brain is addicted to your ex. In order to cure this addiction, you have to go cold turkey. Cold turkey means you have to not do it anymore. not engage with the stimulus anymore. Will it be painful? Yes. Will it be dreadful? Yes. Is it necessary? 100% yes. You might think keeping in contact as friends will cushion the blow. In the long term, it will be more painful to be his or her friend, because you might see them dating somebody else, okay? Or you might see them be happy in social media, because everybody in social media puts a happy face. So you might be like, oh my god, they're so much happier than me. Like, it's fucked. So cut all contact, go turkey to cure your addiction. This is actually the hardest part, since you're literally fighting against your basic human instincts that prevents the loss of a loved one. Your brain is in complete frenzy. Your brain is telling you, we need to get her back. Call her, text her. Your brain's going nuts. This is our basic instinct I was talking about earlier. Once we fear we're losing a loved one, our brain and body will try to do everything to get them back. If a bear was running off with her, then it would have helped out. But in this case, reaching out to her will further push her back, and it will further mess up your healing process. She wants some space right now. You have to give it to her, okay? This includes stalking them on social media. Don't do it. It complicates your healing, since you're reopening a wound over and over again, okay? You don't need to do that, okay? You're not letting this wound heal. Easier said than done, though, because it's so easy to just type their name up on Facebook and just look at their fucking profile. So maybe try to wean off it slowly, okay? Maybe once a week you give your, like, okay, 3 times once a week I'll see her shit, and then after 2-3 weeks you're like, okay, once a month I'll see her feed, and then slowly you just wean off it completely. It's hard to do, but I would recommend unfollowing them on all social media. pretty much. And no, that's not rude at all. That's absolutely not rude, because you know what else is rude? Breaking your heart into a million pieces. That's fucking rude, bros and sisters and non-binary siblings. I have to be inclusive, okay? I'm an inclusive dude. But anyway, using no contact is like a double-edged sword, okay? In one edge, you are doing the thing that's gonna help you heal, and on another edge, you're doing the best thing to get them back, okay? So why does no contact also make them want to come back? You might be wondering that if you do no contact, they might actually forget about you and move on. Wrong. 100% wrong. They will not forget about you, okay? That I can tell you 100%. All right, let's do a thought experiment. How many times do you think about water a day? Not a lot. Let's just imagine that your house runs out of water. The whole city runs out of water. All you can think about now is what? Water. You're thirsty. You want to take a shower. You want to cook. The lack of water has forced you to think of it. It's the scarcity effect. We long for things that are scarce more than we long for things that are plenty. Hence, no contact makes your ex think about you way more than they would have if you kept badgering them. You need to be completely out of the picture for them to miss you. They must feel your void, the void you're leaving. They must need to feel it. You might feel like begging them to come back would work. It won't. No, begging them to come back, it won't. They've already made the decision to leave you and prepared for you to react like this. You think you can reason with them to take you back? You can't. You can't right now. Right now, they aren't emotionally neutral enough to hear any reasoning or logical arguments. Unfortunately, you can't use your amazing argumentative skills to win her back. I don't care if you're the world-class debate champion, okay? You're some logical fucking guru, some master manipulator. It doesn't matter. You cannot convince them to get back with you at this point. It is because they have made a decision already. They have already pulled the trigger. Humans want to stay consistent with their decisions due to the consistency principle. Hence, you can't change their minds right now. The only person that can change their minds is themselves. Show yourself that you respect yourself enough to not chase after someone who left you. Neediness is unattractive. Show your ex that you don't need them. Here are more reasons. When they broke up with you, they expected you to still be in the sidelines as a friend or something, so they don't have to fear losing you. Well, don't give them that. What they expect. Don't give them what they expect. Leave the situation. Vanish out of her life completely. So they start actually fearing that they might lose you. Fear of loss is a great motivation for action in humans, since we are loss-averse beings. This will make it more likely she will want to get back with you. What do I mean by loss-averse? People hate losing things way more. They love getting new things. Okay? For example, like if I gave you a cup and you had it for a bit, and I would be like, yo, want this new cup? But you lose your old cup. Because you're going to be losing shit, you're going to be like, no, fuck off. So we hate losing things. We hate losing things. Now, you're not being in their loop anymore. That causes them to get curious about you. After curiosity comes attraction. When their attraction towards you has reached a level, they will contact you to try to get you back. Okay, think about it. If they don't know what the fuck you're doing, their brain will go to like fucked up places. Their brain will be like, oh my god, is he having sex with some other person? Or oh, is he dating? Where is he going? Does he have a new job now? Oh shit, did he buy a new car now? Oh shit, where is he now? Oh my god, what is he doing? I don't know anything. Oh my god, it'll make them anxious. It'll make them a bit uneasy, okay? Because they're not in the loop. They don't know everything about you, okay? Because you went no contact, so they don't know what the hell you're up to, and that makes them very curious about you, and that's good. And once you do no contact, they actually start respecting you, because they assumed you were going to beg and plead, but instead you just left. So they'll respect you, because without respect there is no attraction, and without attraction they will not come back. And another good point is, over time they will forget all the negative things about you and the situation that made them break up with you. Okay, I mean, they won't forget the memories. They will forget how bad they were. Negative memories lose their intensity faster than positive ones. As more time passes, you will look better due to the faded affect bias. Okay? Now let's take a break from the scientific reasons of no contact. There's also philosophical reason for no contact, not chasing after somebody who left you, okay? Because why do you want to chase somebody who left you, okay? Like, this person just said, let's break up. Why would you want to contact them? Why would you want to text them? Why would you want to call them? Yeah, you miss them a lot. Okay, I get it. You miss them a lot. You miss their company. You miss everything about them. But they just said they don't want you. So are you going to be like, oh, but I want you. Let's text. Let's call. Hell no. Fuck that shit. A lot of times, I'll get into this later on, but a lot of times they want to be your friend because they don't want to seem so cruel. They want to be, oh, but we can be friends though. But fuck them. Say no. No. We actually can't be friends. We can't be anything. Get out of my life. Why? Why are we being so cruel? We are being so cruel because, very good point, this coach Matthew Hussey mentioned, unrequited love is bullshit. All right, if you love them and they don't love you, fuck that shit. Get out of the situation. Okay, the only person you're allowed to love one-sidedly is your children and maybe some of your friends, but not in a relationship. In a relationship, if you love them, they don't love you, get the fuck out of there. Okay, have some respect for yourself, my boys and girls. Don't stay in a situation where you're giving too much investment and they're not. It's the dumbest idea ever. There are 7 billion motherfucking people in this world, and you're telling me you want to keep talking to the person that doesn't want to talk to you? Fuck them. Screw it. Leave. Have respect for yourself. Leave. Go no contact, okay? A lot of the times your ex will say, I still love you, I still care about you. It's bullshit. They don't love you, okay? Judge them by action, not words. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They don't love you. They might say they do. They might even think that they do, but they don't, because they have put themselves before you. And that's totally human to do. You want to put yourself before others. So I want you to put yourself before your ex and go no contact. Cut her off. Cut her or him off. I have this policy. I will move fucking mountains if you love me and show me you do. But if you don't love me, I don't give a shit. You can go burn in hell. Actually, it's that. No, don't burn in hell. No. I'm being a little bit too harsh. I got carried away there. Sorry, guys. Yeah. As long as you, like, obviously, in the beginnings of the relationship, we're not gonna fucking fall in love with each other in the first date. But you know what I mean. If you don't show as much investment as I show you, I'm getting the fuck out of there, boys. So if somebody doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, gotta leave the situation, man. Just get out. Go no contact. My next point is how to actually do no contact, because it's fucking hard, because your brain's going cuckoo, your chemicals in your brain are going cuckoo, and it's kind of like an addiction. You have an addiction and you're having withdrawal symptoms. Okay, so how to actually do this no contact thing? I told you why, but how? Well, how is simple, like don't contact them ever again. But how to actually do that? When my ex broke up with me, I could not believe what was happening. This was the closest thing to hell I have ever experienced. I've been hit hard by life many times, but this punch, it nearly killed me. Nothing could ever prepare me for this. It was absolute agony. I would go to sleep and start dreaming about being together with her. I would wake up and realize the reality of the situation and start bawling like a madman. That's a positive, though. You should cry it out. But anyways, all my dreams I had with her were shattered. I didn't know what to do. The life I planned with her is nothing but a sad memory now. So I started researching and went down the rabbit hole of win your ex back. I found out about the no contact policy and started doing it. The first 7 days were brutal, okay? The only thing I told myself was just survive the first 7 days. Just survive. Because just survive meaning that just 7 days try to do no contact. Just for 7 days try to do no contact. Every inch of my body wanted to reach out to her, to beg her to come back. I knew it would not work. So through sheer will and determination, I didn't reach out to her in that 7 days. And when that 7 days was over, I was like, okay, can I do this for 14 days? Let's try to not contact her for 14 days. And I didn't contact her for 14 more days. And after that was over, I was like, can I not contact her for a month? Okay, let's see. And then I did that. So every time I reached that milestone, I would extend my time to contact her, okay? I would just, you just gotta lie to yourself, lie to your brain that yes, I will contact her in a month, okay? But when that month rolls by, when that month ends, you don't contact her. You tell your brain, okay, in the next 3 months, I will contact her. And up and behold, the 3-month rolls by, the 3 months end, and you tell your brain again, okay, I'll contact her in the next 9 months. And that when that 9 months goes by, you think about contact. You're like, no, let's not ever contact her again. So that's how you move on. That's how you do no contact. You kind of have to lie to yourself that, oh, I'm gonna contact them in this period, but you don't actually do it, okay? You don't actually kind of trick your brain. At one point, you don't really have to trick your brain. At one point, you'll be like, I can do this forever. So you don't have to trick your brain or anything after some point. And no contact means no contact. It means you're not gonna contact them on birthdays, holidays, Valentine's Day, death of a loved one. Fucking never, dog. Okay. Another trick I used was to believe that if I did contact them, I would push them further back and lose them forever. So anytime I was like, shit, fuck, I gotta text them, fuck it, I'll text them. Then I would think like, oh shit, if I do text them, I'll lose them forever. Which is 100% true, because when you break no contact, it does lower your chances of getting them back, okay? Another trick I used was using like a progress meter. So for every month, I took a piece of A4 sized paper and drew 30 squares on it, okay? Each square represented a day. I hung it on my bedroom wall. After each day was over, I would put a tick mark on one of the 30 boxes. The tick mark is meant to signify that I have finished another day while following no contact. Once you complete 7 days, it looks really nice, like you have completed a streak. Keeping your streak alive can be a very huge motivator for not breaking no contact. It gives you a sense of accomplishment and keeps you on track. You'll think twice before breaking your streak. After you tick marked all 30 days, take yourself out on a date and treat yourself. You just accomplished a tremendous feat. You just went against your basic human instinct, my boys and girls. So that's a huge feat. After 30 days is over, you tick mark all 30 boxes, grab another piece of paper and start doing that again, all over again. At one point, you'll reach a level when you don't give a shit anymore. So that's when you can stop. When you don't give a shit anymore, that's when you stop. Because the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. When you start feeling indifferent, like you don't give a shit, like you don't feel like checking a box just because you didn't contact them, you can stop doing it. Fuck it, screw it. Don't do it anymore. But for now, do it, okay? Another bonus trick, this might be a bit controversial, okay? This also might not be the healthiest way, okay? It's pretty much not the healthiest way, but it works and it is better than the alternative. So use only if you're really struggling with no contact and have no other choice than to resort to these extreme measures. Let's say you just can't do no contact. You just can't do it. It's too painful. You're just failing all the time. You keep contact. You keep fucking up. Then use this, okay? This is an extreme measure. You need to get into the devil mindset. What does that mean? It means you gotta sacrifice your fucking humanity, man. You gotta sacrifice your own humanity to do no contact. And this is how you do it. Realize they have stabbed you through the heart. You're in excruciating pain because of them. Time for you to strike back. Time for you to get revenge. The best way for them to feel the pain and consequences of losing you is not contacting them. Don't give them the satisfaction that you're still chasing them. Put them in a state of doubt about their decision by not reaching out to them. Let them feel the pain. Let them feel the breakup. Remember, if you do break no contact, you will stop their pain. And we don't want that, do we? In the first few months, they will be fine, but slowly, they'll start feeling the hurt. They will bleed too. Is this mindset petty? Yes. But is it way better than contacting them and ruining the chances of healing and or getting them back? Yes, it is. Your last words before starting no contact should be kind words, not anything mean. These kind words will turn into daggers, okay? These kind words will turn into daggers when they realize what they're missing out on, and you'll come off as mature. If you insult or demean them, you will come off as immature and petty, making them less doubtful about their decision. That is not attractive. So if you called her like a worthless bitch, okay, just before the breakup, then after the breakup is all over, when she thinks about you, thinks about getting back with you, she'll be like, wait a minute, didn't he just call me a worthless bitch? So call her an amazing person when she breaks up with you. Then she'll be like, oh my God, he thought I was an amazing person and I let him go, what the fuck? So yeah. But here's the caveat. For true healing, your no contact needs to come from a healthier place. After a period, abandon this devil mindset. See your ex with compassionate curiosity and forgive them. The last thing they wanted to do was to hurt you, but unfortunately, there was no other way they could keep going. They didn't want to remain in a situation where they weren't happy. So you gotta forgive these people. It's complicated, man. It's very complicated. Now we're moving on to our next point on why you should reject their offer of friendship. Sometimes the dumper doesn't want to be so cruel, so they try to be your friend to reduce their guilt and reduce their pain of losing you. Don't give them that. Let them feel the pain of losing you. If you want them back or if you want to move on, the best way is to let them go. They need to miss you in order to want you again. The dumper has all the power in this breakup. Since they're the one dumping you, they're the one rejecting you. Take back a little of that power by rejecting their offer of friendship. Do you really want to see them dating new people and asking for your fucking advice? You might think that if you're around her, she won't move on and she will realize what an amazing person you are and get back to you. Wrong. What ends up happening is they start categorizing you as a friend rather than a romantic interest, pulling you deeper and deeper into the friend zone. She will probably ask you to babysit her little brother while she goes on dates. Let's try to avoid that, guys. You need to let her know straight up. If she wants to get back into your life, she can only get back as a romantic interest. Nothing less, nothing more. Okay? Now, when she gets back as a romantic interest, you can go out on dates and maybe eventually even get married to this woman. Okay? But they can't be your friends. Hell no. Moving on to our next point. Stop trying to find the quote-unquote real reason for the breakup. You're going through every conversation you had with her. You're analyzing her texts. You're asking your friends, could she have left because I didn't share my custard with her on our 12th date? Okay? You feel like you're Sherlock Holmes figuring out clues that will lead you to the real reason. You might be unsatisfied with the reason they gave you. In reality, they don't even know why they broke up with you. They have an idea of why, but the reason is more emotional than logical. So they can't give you a really good reason. I get it. You want closure. The only person that can give you closure is you. Think hard. Think hard why they left you. Write it down on a piece of paper and just learn to accept it. General incompatibility, poor communication, lack of time spent, circumstances, mental health issues. What do you think the reason was? What does your heart tell you? Mystery solved. Remember, if you do reach out to them and try to get closure, no matter what they tell you, it will never be enough. Closure is something you give yourself. So don't rely on your ex to give you any closure. You have to give yourself the closure, okay? You can let your therapist give you the closure, okay? You can let yourself give you the closure, but you can't let them give you the closure, okay? I know you really want to, but screw it. Screw it. Give yourself closure. Don't rely on anybody else. It's hard to do, okay? So also the real reason, doesn't matter. They left you. Why they left you doesn't matter. To a degree, it does matter. Maybe it was because you had a terrible flaw, okay? Who knows? Maybe they just didn't like your song choices, okay? Maybe they just didn't like that you were vegan. But you know what? Fuck them, okay? Point is, they left you. That says everything. Whatever the issue was, it was too much. So they left. and you knowing the real reason why they left, it's not going to do anything. Yeah. Okay? Now, I don't want any of you guys to blame yourself. A lot of people that get dumped, they end up blaming themselves. I'm like, oh my God, it's all my fault. It's all. No. We tend to blame ourselves and our imperfections for the breakup. This person didn't just reject you. They rejected you after knowing you inside out. This is why it hurts so much. There is nothing fundamentally wrong with you, all right? Okay. Now let's go back a little bit. It hurts so much because they know us so well, all our details, how good we're in bed, how good we're in swiping that Costco card. They know everything, okay? Like when you, for example, you go to some bar, all right, you see a cute girl, you ask her out, she says no, and then you just leave the bar, you're like, whatever, because that cute girl doesn't know everything about you, okay? She doesn't know all the beauty in you, she doesn't know all the stories you have, she doesn't know a lot of things about you, she doesn't know how good, amazing, funny type of person you are. Like that cute girl in the bar doesn't know. And she said she just rejected you. So in your mind, she just rejected you for like a little bit. Like she rejected a little part of you, okay? Because she doesn't know most of you. She rejected the 5-minute version of you, okay? That's like 5% of you. So she rejected 5% of you. So it doesn't hurt that much. It hurts a little bit. It stings a little bit, but it doesn't hurt that much. But when your ex dumps you, hurts a lot. Why does it hurt a lot? Because they have seen everything about you, okay? They have watched this whole movie about you, and after watching the whole movie, they're like, nah, not for me. That's why it hurts so fuck. And yeah, I don't blame you. A person who knows you inside out 100%, knows you, just leaves, it's fucked up. Again, there's fundamentally nothing wrong with you, okay? There's nothing wrong with you. Yeah, you got some flaws and stuff, okay? You scream too much. You do a lot of heroin, okay? That's okay. I mean, don't do heroin. This podcast does not condone doing heroin. But if you have a heroin... that being said, if you have a heroin addiction, I'm not trying to single you out here, okay? Get well soon, buddy. But anyways, you have your flaws, okay? You have your flaws. I'm not gonna sit here tell you you're perfect, okay? You know what your flaws are, all right? Yeah, I'm talking about you, Matthew. You procrastinate too much. I swear to, I hope there was a Matthew in there who procrastinates a lot. That guy's fucking freaked out right now. Just imagine I call out your name and tell you what your flaw is exactly. Yeah. I've been looking at you too, freaking John. You've been skipping your workouts. I know. Anyways, everybody has their flaws. You deserve someone that stays with you regardless of your flaws, not someone who refuses to work on them with you, okay? Sometimes people break up because of the circumstances. It has nothing to do with you. It might just be a bad time and place. All that being said, you deserve someone that makes every excuse to be with you, not someone who makes every excuse to not be with you. Life is hard and complicated. Relationships aren't ideal all the time. It's easy to stay in a relationship during the good times, but hard to stay in it in the bad times. The bad times are the times that show you the true strength of the relationship, okay? Let that sink in. A relationship is like a castle you build, okay? If the castle is built with straws, if it's built with hay, it will only be strong enough. It might look pretty, okay? The castle might look very pretty. The castle, because you're building it with straws. It doesn't take that much effort. You built a castle with straws, and it looks very pretty. But as soon as a gust of wind comes, all the straws just fall. As soon as a little bit bad time comes, the straws fall. Build a fucking castle with steel, man. I have no idea about construction. But yeah, build your castle with a stronger material. Even if it doesn't look that pretty, when a gust of wind comes, it'll still stay there. So it doesn't have to be pretty. Okay, now going to our next point. don't idealize your ex and put them on a pedestal, okay? Drug addicts in withdrawal often highlight only the positives of the drug they were addicted to. They conveniently forget how that drug turned their life upside down. People who got dumped do that too. I'm not saying your ex turned your life upside down, but they weren't perfect. Write down their flaws and things that annoyed you on a piece of paper. Write down what may have attracted you to them but later made you feel like shit. For example, you might have liked the fact that they were dominant, but later on it just felt like they were very controlling. Now for starters, since they dumped you, they are quitters. When you think about them again, focus on their flaws. Just focus on their flaws. Remember their flaws. Remember the fucking bad times during the relationship where they really messed up. But like a trooper, you stayed in. You stayed. Going to our next point. Actually, no. I might have some more insight into this. I think, I fundamentally think nobody is perfect, right? Okay. There's flaws in everyone. But when someone dumps us, we just look at them as they're some fucking angel or something. Oh my God, she was the best thing that ever happened to me. She's the most beautiful woman in the freaking world. She had the best pussy ever. She had the best dick ever. Or like he had whatever, you know. He had the best nose in the world. Her eyes were so blue. Oh my God, they were we kind of make them into a God tier place, which is not reality. Reality is that they weren't the most beautiful person in the world, okay? They weren't the most amazing person in the world. They weren't. So try not to do that. Look at them as human beings with flaws. Stop idealizing them. They don't deserve to be idealized, especially not from you. How do you idealize somebody who you've been with already? It's hard not to do. There's a psychological effect. I read it a long time ago. That is when somebody dumps you, you're more attracted to them. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know how accurate that thing is, but yeah. So watch out for that. My next point is don't change your life to avoid pain. Don't avoid the restaurants you guys used to go to, okay? Don't avoid the activities you used to do together. If you guys used to work out together, work out alone. Work out with a partner. Obviously, you can't resume these activities just after the breakup, but eventually you got to get to that point. Eventually. No rush. All right, for example, every Sunday, you guys used to go to this restaurant called Greek Place, okay? Guys went to that restaurant every Sunday and you had a fun time and ate amazing Greek food there and left, okay? Now, every time you pass that Greek restaurant, you feel like shit, okay? That sucks. That really sucks. But you know what you should do? Now start bringing your friends to that Greek restaurant, okay? Start bringing your friends. Start bringing maybe even new dates in that Greek restaurant and make new memories in there. You keep making new memories and soon the new memories will overlap with the old memories and you'll feel much better. That Greek place will look much better. You won't feel like shit. You'll be like, oh, this is the place me and my ex used to eat amazing fucking Greek food. And this is also the place me and my friends eat amazing Greek food. And oh, this is the place me and my friend Emma or whatever, we had a lot of fun here. We laughed a lot. We spilled the tea, whatever. So do that. Replace your old memories with new ones. You're not really replacing them. You're just overlapping them, okay? Now, next point. Get rid of the reminders of them, the physical reminders of them. Your ex already occupies your mind a lot. Let's not let them haunt you physically too. If they have given you gifts, love letters, old pictures, we need to remove them. Yes, for the time being at least. Keep them in a box and shove it down a room or place you don't go to. However, these old mementos are very useful to induce crying. I used my ex's love letter to cry my heart out. I read it over and over. Then one day, it wasn't really helping me cry, so I decided to get rid of it. Yes, I fucking burned it, guys. I burned it. It was pretty awesome and cathartic. So, do get rid of these old mementos eventually. No rush. Holding on to vivid reminders of them does not let you heal properly. Getting rid of them signals your brain to let go. It's a short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain. A lot of people report an immediate boost in mood after they purge their physical reminders. Okay? This also includes their photos on your phone. Yes, even the nudes. Let it go. Let it go, man. That's one thing I do immediately after breakup. I fucking get rid of everything. Like, just, I mean, I delete all the photos, okay? If you guys have shared photos on Instagram, yeah, delete all the Instagram photos. Fuck it. Yeah, do it. Yeah, it'll look kind of petty. I mean, it doesn't look really petty, but yeah, do it. Because if you keep these physical reminders, you're cutting your wounds open again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Let's not do that. That's very masochistic, and we don't. It's kind of hard to get rid of because maybe that love letter is all you have of her, and getting rid of that might seem kind of hard. You're telling me that this is the only thing I have of her now. She left me. Fucking burn that shit, man. Burn that shit. Trust me. Burn that shit. Have an amazing big fire where you burn all the things your ex gave you. But yeah. But first utilize them properly by using them to cry, then burn them. I used the love letter my ex gave me for 2-3 months to cry. Then I slowly I burned it. I burned it piece by piece. I burned it piece by piece. Okay? I ripped it in 4 pieces. I ripped it in 4 pieces and burned 1 piece a month or something like that. Something weird like that. That's what I did. That was fun. That was fun to do. That was really cathartic, to be honest. It felt really nice. Felt like I just purged my room or something. Now, let's go to the next point. Be compassionate to yourself. Develop a non-judgmental inner voice that is actually kind to you. Instead of beating yourself up with insults, talk to yourself kinder. If you have a thought like, I can't even open a ketchup bottle easily, I'm such a dumbass, no wonder she left me. Counter this thought with, I'm only human and these ketchup bottles are really complex these days. I'm not a dumbass. Respond to the mistakes you make with compassion. Write down all the bad things you say to yourself in a day and look at it. Think about it. Would you ever tell a good friend these things? No. Then don't tell them to yourself. Did you guys ever have a school bully or something that always called you ugly? You know who's worse than that school bully? Yourself. You are your biggest bully, okay? You criticize yourself way too much. You call yourself ugly in front of the mirror way too much. You call yourself useless way too much. It's not nice. It's not something you would tell a friend. Maybe in a joking way. But when you tell yourself, it's not like a joke. People don't tell themselves, oh, I'm useless, as a joke. It's more like you actually believe it. Don't say that to yourself. Don't. Try to stop. Going through a breakup is hard enough, okay? Stop beating yourself up about it. Imagine Mother Teresa's talking to you, okay, when you're talking to yourself, all right? So think like if you tell yourself, oh, I'm a fucking loser, think about it. Would Mother Teresa ever tell you that shit? No way. So don't tell yourself that, okay? Also, some of you might have good friends who would call you, you're a loser, unironically. Fuck those friends. Swear to God, get new friends. But in my friend circle, we just roast each other so much. It's literally unhealthy. Here I'm giving you guys advice. No, but if they're not roasting you, if they're just fucking being mean, then yeah, don't be with friends like this, okay? Get out of that toxic relationship. All right, on to our next point. Fill the void with self-improvement. Now, you feel like there's a huge void in your life. Your ex might have been a big part of your life. Fill that void up by adopting a new hobby, learning a new skill, or any passion of yours you always wanted to try but didn't have the time to. Don't fret if you don't have a hobby or a new skill to learn. The journey to finding these things are an adventure on its own. It took me a long while to realize that I really love reading psychology. All right. Another point, read. Increase your knowledge and unlock your full potential. Commit yourself to becoming a better person, so you don't have to make the same mistakes you did in your last relationship. Life is about growth, but that can't happen without failure. A child doesn't learn how to walk without falling 100 times first. I'll put like a recommended book list in the description or something like that, for you guys to start reading, and don't be like those guys who are like, oh, I don't read. Fucking get an audiobook, man. Get an audiobook. All right. I can't afford it. Yo, use the library. It's not that hard. If you don't read, start. This is an amazing time to start reading. Seriously. One of the books that literally changed my life was reading How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's literally the best book to learn people skills. It really helped me a lot. Yeah, so go ahead. Your potential is infinite, my lads. So go ahead. Take over the world, man. You have all the time in the world. I am what they call a breakup coach. I've been working in this industry for the last 3 years. I've helped over hundreds of clients get the result they wanted. If you want help with your specific situation, I can totally help you, because I understand that every situation is different, every breakup is different. There's no one glove fits all solution. If you want your ex back or just want to recover from the breakup, I can help you. If you want advice tailored to your specific situation, email me at brokenheartclubhelp@gmail.com. Again, brokenheartclubhelp@gmail.com. Let me spell it out for you. BROKENHEARTCLUBHELP@gmail.com. And yes, all the letters are in lower cases. There is no capital letters in the email. I'll probably put my email in the description of the podcast so you can easily copy and paste it. Yeah, so that's it. If you need help, you can reach me there. Okay, now to my next point. Don't quote unquote get busy to avoid thinking about them. All right, I see a lot of people doing this. This is so common. They #get busy with everything. Now, you know what this does? This just delays your... You can't... Like, they fill their plate so much that they don't even have 5 minutes to think, okay? In order to not think about their exes. In order to not think about their breakups. It's a stupid thing to do. I'll tell you why. It's stupid because you're just delaying this pain, okay? And if the only reason you're getting busy is so you don't have to think about your ex, gives more power to the thoughts about your ex. Do you see what I'm saying here? When you go out of your way to avoid these thoughts, they become more powerful. So when you do get these thoughts, it just hurts way more. So when the thought of them comes, you can cry. All right, let the thoughts come. Let the thoughts come. All right, create space for these thoughts. Let them come. Okay, let them come. Yes, you will be sad. Okay, you will be sad. You'll get sad. You can cry, and if you can't cry, you can close your eyes and focus on the pain. Be with the body. Don't judge the pain. Just notice it. Keep noticing it till it goes away. That is how you process your pain to go through you and not get buried. The last thing you want to do is bury your pain up. Okay, you don't want to be doing that. That's the last thing I want you to do. So process it, okay? And don't make your schedule so tightly packed that you have no time to sit and think. I highly advise against that. Highly advise against that. Now, on to our next point. Battle your obsession of your ex with mindful meditation. Every waking moment of your day is filled by ruminating about your ex. You will think about her 24/7 for a while. No need to panic. It's totally normal. One thing that can help you do this less is mindful meditation. Mindful meditation is linked to million other benefits for your physical and mental health. So it's a no-brainer. You also need to understand that it takes a while for you to get the hang of it. It's not easy. So try using the Headspace app's trial feature to learn how to do it. Okay, Headspace is good. There's other meditation apps too. I don't know them. I haven't used them, but Headspace is good. This is not sponsored by Headspace, by the way. It's not. I wish it was, but it's not. Headspace, if you're listening to this, please, you reach out to me. Mans need some money. Okay? Headspace, please think about this decision, okay? Everybody listening about a breakup or whatever, just stop, okay? This message is for Headspace. Headspace, please, yo. Okay. All right, I'm done with my Headspace commentary. Okay, now moving on to our next point. Talk to a professional therapist. Yes, you heard that right. Go see a therapist. This is a very tumultuous time for you, okay? Maybe talking to a therapist isn't the worst idea. I mean, they can be mad expensive, but I say it's worth it. Maybe you will figure out other things that might have been bothering you, okay? Who knows? Maybe you might have been a paranoid schizophrenic all along, okay? No, probably not. But who knows? Who knows how many other mental illnesses you got? I mean, think about it. It's you. And you're messed up, all right? I mean, think about it, yo. No. I was joking. You're not messed up. But we all got our problems, okay? So a good therapist can help you go through them. And dealing with grief, it unlocks all the other grief we suffer too. So when you're crying over your ex, you're not just crying over your ex. You're crying over all the attachment trauma you held on to from your whole life. So go see a therapist. And I'm being very serious right now. If you are suicidal, if you have suicidal thoughts, please seek help. Please, all right? It's a very tough time for a lot of people, okay? But please don't end your life. Think about your family, think about your friends, okay? Think about them before you make any sort of stupid decision. Because a year later after the breakup, you'll be totally so much better. And in a year, if you thought about suicide, you'll be like, wow, that was so stupid. So don't do anything stupid. See a psychiatrist or a therapist immediately if you are having suicidal thoughts, and I really encourage therapy. I'll talk up more about this issue at the end, but yeah. Moving along to our next point. Rely on all your social support systems. You're feeling sad? Reach out to the friends and family to vent. Sometimes just straight up tell them that you just want to vent and don't want their advice, because their advice fucking suck. I mean, a lot of their advice suck. But eventually start going out with your friends and family. Your loved ones are here for you to utilize them. Hell, talk to the pastor if you want. Pastors actually can give you really good advice for heartbreak. They have been doing that for years. But do give them breaks from venting here and there. So if you vented to your dad for 4 hours today, don't go back to him tomorrow to vent for other 4 hours too. Okay, use other people. Like, give them breaks. You don't want to exhaust them. On to our next point. Rebuild your identity. When we are in a relationship, we tend to merge our identities with the other half. That is why we feel so lost when they leave us. We are so used to having them as our quote-unquote better half that we forget who we were when we never met them in the first place. Maybe you gave up a hobby or activity when you were dating them in order to have more time with them. Now is the best time to reclaim that part of yourself that you lost when you guys were dating. It is also the best time to figure out who you are and what you truly want. If you always wanted to travel and live in some country for a few months, but you couldn't because you were in a committed relationship, now's the perfect opportunity to do so. You aren't tethered by anyone. Fly free. You always wanted to go to Thailand and receive all the happy endings in those massages. Go ahead. If you always wanted to go to a buffet, that famous buffet alone, and eat like a complete monster, go ahead. Have fun. Okay, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want as long as it's not breaking the laws of your country. Okay? I don't want to get into any legal trouble here, you know. Some guy in fucking Paris gets arrested and he says like, "Oh, this guy in this podcast told me to do whatever I want." Okay, I don't want to hear that. Okay, I don't want police coming to my house and being like, "Hey, you told them to do it." They'll lock me up, yo. They'll lock me up like they locked up Charles Manson. But yeah, I remember this couple in my high school, and they went out for 3 years, and all they had were themselves. Like, they didn't have any other friends, okay? Everything they did was together, and I was like, wow. Even then, I thought that was pathetic. Even then, I thought that was like, just like, don't you have a life? Don't you have any other friends? Like, what are you doing? Why are you with this person all the time? I always thought that was really pathetic. Because it is. It is pathetic. Now, after they broke up, well, guess what happened? It was fucking dreadful. Because they needed to reinvent themselves, who they were, get new hobbies, make friends, do new shit. So, don't merge... try not to merge your identity with somebody else, your next relation. Because that happens. We give away some of our identities when we get into a relationship. Maybe your girlfriend is vegan, and you gave up eating meat because she's vegan, and you're not gonna eat meat because maybe you live with her or some kind of solidarity type of thing. Now that you guys are broke up, fuck yeah, eat that meat, yo. Shove a steak up your ass, man. Eat that meat. I don't know why I just said shove a steak up your ass. That's just, I don't know where I was going with that. I genuinely apologize, and yeah, sorry. But yeah, so reclaim your identity. To our next point, get some physical exercise. Well, the first few months of the breakup, I guess it's okay if you don't work out at all, since you might be too depressed to get out of the bed or have any motivation to do anything. Like, personally, I couldn't get up from bed for 2 months. Some other people were fine after a week, so heal in your own time. Again, there is no timeline to grieve, but eventually I want you to start exercising regularly to pump your brain with all those feel-good chemicals. 15 to 30 minutes a day is a good start. Hell, even 5 minutes is great. You can try yoga too if working out isn't for you. So becoming a bit sexier in the process is a huge bonus. I saw a meme this other day. Like, get into a relationship so good that when they break up with you, you work out so well that you get abs or something. I'm really butchering this joke, but you know in a lot of these movies where like the protagonist gets dumped or the protagonist hits a slump in life, and then later he starts working out like a G, and then he just gains so much muscle, and he just becomes so much stronger and becomes fitter, and it's just cool. So be that. You're the protagonist now. This is your slump, okay? Now, after I was broken up with, I think I didn't do shit for like 2-3 months. 2-3 months, all I did was just sleep. So, yeah, if you need to take 2-3 months to sleep, that's okay, But eventually, when you can start walking, when you can start being active, work out. Right? Now, to the next point here. Write letters to them, but don't actually send them, okay? Because you have a lot to say to them, right? You have a lot of shit to say to them. So whatever shit you want to say to them, just write it in a letter, okay? Write the whole thing in a letter and get rid of it. Burn it. Don't actually send it to them. Now, this is important. When you're burning it, thank them and forgive them. In your own words. Every time you burn a letter that you wrote to them, you thank them and you forgive them, okay? So I personally use tape recorders rather than letters. I got too lazy and I used the voice recorder on my phone to have a pretend one-sided conversation. Like I pretended I was talking to them. Okay, that might sound a little bit crazy, but it kind of felt like I was talking to them. Okay, and after I did it, I was so relieved. Like I got so many things out of my mind, and I like doing that. It helped me stay with no contact. No contact as in not contacting them. Okay, because I wanted to contact them just to tell them a lot of things I couldn't tell them when the breakup was happening. Okay, I just couldn't tell them when the breakup was. I was too shell shocked. But later on in the breakup, you feel like saying something. So say it to that tape recorder, okay? And then obviously delete those recordings. Delete them. And before deleting them, thank them and forgive them in your own words. You gotta forgive them, okay? You have to forgive them. No matter what they did. I don't care if they cheated on you. I don't care if they were really rude to you, very mean to you. You gotta forgive them. Forgiveness is for yourself. It's not for them. You are forgiving them for your sake. After you're done forgiving them, and obviously in your own time. Okay, I'm not telling you to forgive them after a week after the breakup. No, you can forgive them 2 years after the breakup. You can forgive them 2 months after the breakup. Okay, you can forgive them whenever you want. Then also remember to forgive yourself, because you made mistakes too, and you're only human after all. Moving on to the next point, start journaling. At the end of every day, write or record your feelings. Whatever you're feeling, just write or record them. Okay? You first want to do it every single day. Then later on, after 2-3 months rolls by, you do it less frequently. Now, a good benefit of journaling is it takes off a lot of intensity out of the emotions. Okay? It helps you process your emotions. When you write something down, it actually takes the emotional intensity out quite a bit. So do that every day for the first 2-3 months. Then start doing it less and less. And after 6 or 7 months, compare your first journal entry with your most recent journal entry, and you will see how much better you're doing. And that gives you a big boost. So you're going to be like, oh, in 6 months I'm doing so well. How well will I be doing in a year? How well will I be doing in 2 years? So it keeps you going, and it keeps progress. All right. Next point. Start a gratitude journal. Yes, I bet you heard about this a million times already. Gratitude, be gratitude, be gratitude. Now, this is actually proven by the scientific literature that being grateful does help your brain become more positive. So start doing that. Before you go to sleep every day, just list 3 things you're really grateful for. And when you list these things, actually feel it. Like, oh, I'm grateful for my dad. So just think about your dad's love and everything your dad gave you and everything your dad taught you. If you're grateful for that delicious cookie you ate, think about that delicious cookie. Think about how good it tasted, okay? Feel it. Feel all the love the cookie gave you. It could be small as having a roof over your head, or it could be small as having a nap. It could be as small, or it could be as big as you want, okay? But do it consistently every single day. To our next point. Set new ambitious goals in your life. Before my first ever breakup, I didn't have any goals in my life. Being honest here, totally honest here. I was kind of like drifting. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm happy-go-lucky. I'm doing whatever I want. But after my first ever breakup, it was a kind of like a wake-up call, and I made a lot of goals for myself. That I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Goals really help you live your life, because you're looking forward to it. You're working forward to it. And it's a good feeling when that goal is achieved. Goal can be small or big goal. A goal could be to, I'm going to lose 50 pounds, or I'm going to gain 50 pounds, or whatever your goal is. It could be small, it could be big. Oh, I'm going to move out, get a new place, or, oh, I'm going to a new bed, whatever. Whatever your goal is, make goals. It really motivates you to keep going. You had a lot of dreams and goals with your ex, okay? I know it's hard that they're not with you anymore, but I want you to create new ones, okay? moving on to the next point. Start dating again. Okay, I don't want you to give up on dating after this experience. After a couple of months, you should try your hand in dating here and there. Have fun with your single life, okay? It's fun to be single. It's fun to be single and flirt around with every freaking waitress or waiter you see, or like every lady in the bar. Enjoy yourself. Single life is fun. It's fun. You know, hell, get on that dating app everybody keeps going into. See what's that about. If you go to a really horrible date, that's story material for the next 20 years. For example, you meet some guy who collects his belly button lint or some shit, some weird shit. You can tell that story for the next 30, 40 years, okay? So, if it's a bad dating experience, it's a good story. Because good dating experiences are not good stories. And nobody likes hearing them. Try telling a good dating story or good dating thing that happened to you to people. See how they react. See what their interest level is. They literally don't give a shit. They literally would rather have somebody bash their head with a hammer than listen to your successful dating life. It's true. It's scientifically yeah, it's 100% true, dogs. I don't know why I just called you guys dogs, but dogs are amazing. So be happy I accidentally called you guys dogs. Anyways, yeah, get out there, get dating. But there's also no rush. If you want to stay single for a year, if you want to stay single for fucking 5 years to work on yourself, that's okay too. I support that too. But I eventually want you to start dating. Because I don't want you to be one of those people that get their heart broken once or twice or thrice or 4 times and they're like, fuck it, I'm not going to get into a relationship no more. And for the rest of their life, they just are bitter and hate everyone and hate relationships and they just given up. I mean, I get it. It's hard to open up your heart all over again after all that pain you went through. I get it. I totally get it. Why would you? Why would you open up your heart again after all the shit that your heart's been through? I totally understand. But that to me is the price of love. That to me is the price and the sacrifice for finding true love and true happiness. You gotta open yourself up to risk, okay? Now, I had this thought that I will go through 1,000,000 heartbreaks if it means I get to meet my wife and my children at the end of the line, okay? I'm willing to go through as many heartbreaks it takes to meet my future wife and child. That's how much I love them. Like, I haven't even met them and I already love them so much that I'm willing to go through all that shit for that. So think about it. Don't be those bitter people. Don't give up on dating, because dating is amazing. Relationships are fucking amazing, okay? A good relationship is amazing. And sometimes exes do come back. And the decision of taking them back might be a good or bad idea, depending on your case. When you're dating, think of dating as a source of possible romantic interests. It keeps the pressure off you. Don't go into dates thinking, I'm gonna get married to this person. No. I mean, eventually, maybe one day, but take it slowly. Okay, take it one step at a time. After maybe she's your girlfriend for a while, you're like, yeah, I'll marry this girl. Okay? Now, to our next point, our last point here, to end this Lord of the Rings sized podcast. This is literally the longest ever podcast ever. I swear to God. I'm sorry, but yeah, whatever. Deal with it. Deal with it. Our next point is, what is the antidote to suffering? Before I answer that, I'll tell you a story. In my lowest moments after the breakup, I had symptoms of clinical depression. I couldn't get out of bed. All I would do is sleep. Some days I would lie in my bed, awake, riddled with agonizing anxiety. To make things worse, my obsessive-compulsive disorder was acting up too. I simply did not have the energy to manage it anymore as I used to. I gave up my will to live a couple of times. I stopped eating. I stopped drinking water. I just couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to die, but I didn't have the energy to commit suicide. So I just thought it'd be best to die starving in my bed. Waking up was a pain. Going through my days were a pain. One morning a thought occurred to me that gave me the will to live again. I thought I have to save others from this pain and suffering. I can't do that if I'm dead. I'm going to become the world's greatest therapist and help people with OCD and breakups. I have to live. I can't die. I can't die now. I can't die without fulfilling my purpose. From that moment on, after I had that thought, I started eating and drinking water. I started getting up more and sleeping less all day. And I got back to my routine slowly. Now I got that thought not because I'm any type of Mother Teresa or anything, but because of selfish reasons. I wanted a reason to live, and that was my reason to live. So I needed meaning for my suffering to survive my suffering. I also had a mentor who forbade me to die, which made suicide pretty much impossible. Okay, remember in the Game of Thrones, there's this scene where this guy forbids Samwell to die. I feel like that was such a powerful scene. It had no inspirational music in the background, no fancy ass visuals. The guy just told Samwell Tarly, I forbid you to die. And that was so powerful. I also had a very good therapist, which this mentor of mine paid for. Yeah. So here, I'm gonna go on record and say, I forbid you to die. Okay? Whoever is listening to this, I forbid you to die. I forbid you to die without fulfilling your meaning and fulfilling your purpose. And if you don't have a meaning and purpose yet, you need to find one. I forbid you to die without finding your meaning and fulfilling it. Okay? I forbid you to die. You're not allowed to die. The antidote to suffering is finding meaning in it. This is not my wisdom. It's what I learned reading Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. A man who has a why can endure anyhow. This famous quote of Nietzsche gives more support to this idea. The meaning of your life must be specific, though. You have to have a meaning and purpose that nobody else other than you can fulfill. You can't just say, I want to help people. Sure, that is noble, but it's not specific enough. You want to help people, but how? There are millions of ways to help people. What's the way you would like to help them? Which way would let you help them the best? What are you the best at? What can you do that nobody else can? Okay? My purpose and meaning is helping people with a very specific kind of OCD. It's called purely obsessional OCD. This OCD has no physical compulsions, only mental ones. A lot of therapists and psychiatrists don't know how to address it properly. I want to change that. I also want to help people going through breakups, such as yourself, especially dumpies who are anxiously attached. Breakups are extra hard on these types of people. To achieve this goal, I'm happy to suffer. I will keep on going regardless how bad and how hard it gets, because that's my purpose. That's what I think I can do the best. I don't think anybody can do it better than me. I genuinely believe that. Maybe there are better relationship coaches to give breakup advice, sure, but by the time I'm 40, 50, 60, I'll do a lot of research in purely obsessional OCD, and I'll try to do my best, I guess. See what happens. I don't care how long it takes. I don't give a shit. Find the meaning of your suffering. Do you want to create amazing art that will make people think deeply? Do you want to direct a documentary exposing a problem? Or do you just want to make old people at the nursery home smile more? It can be whatever you want it to be. Ask yourself if you would gladly suffer for this purpose. If the answer is no, don't pursue that. The agony you're experiencing currently will be more bearable after you start taking steps to find and pursue your meaning and purpose in life. Okay? Now, the next part of this podcast is influenced by Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, Gulag of Archipelago, and Irwin's speech in Attack on Titans. Okay? I'm not gonna say which season or which episode, so I don't want to spoil it, but it's inspired from that. And it was an amazing speech. If you never watched anime, could consider it. Now, people who think anime is for little kids, oh, you have no idea. It's not for little kids. The shit they show, oh my god. It's very graphic. It's very not for kids, but it's a very good speech. Okay? Now, you might be in the team who thinks everything is inherently meaningless. Nothing really matters. There's no meaning in life. There is no meaning in our suffering. Hence, all the pain and agony our ancestors went through to build the foundation of this world is meaningless. All the people that suffered without surrendering their morals in the Holocaust were wasting their time. All the people that refused to turn in their friends in the face of brutal torture in the gulags made a stupid choice. All the people that died for a better world, they wasted their lives because it doesn't mean anything. How about all the people that sacrificed their happiness for the good of humanity? Were their lives meaningless? The only reason we still exist is because of the sacrifices that were made by our ancestors through blood, sweat, and a lot of tears. We are only standing because we're standing on their corpses. Billions of corpses. Is it all meaningless? Are their lives and deaths meaningless? No, they're not. It is us, the living, that must give their suffering meaning. After we are dead, our future generations will look back to us for their meaning. Therefore, I think it's our responsibility to pursue meaning in order to respect our ancestors' sacrifice. If we don't, it will deem all of their suffering meaningless. A prisoner in Auschwitz was told to get into the gas chamber. At that time, it was just a rumor that people died in these showers. Most of the victims didn't know or want to believe that it was true. But somehow, this man knew what fate awaited him. He was in Auschwitz when Hitler was executing all the Jews. He knew what his fate was. He smuggled a piece of paper and wrote, Shema Yisrael. It's traditional for Jewish people to say this as last words, and stuffed it in his shirt. Then he undressed. He walked into the chamber upright and with dignity, and before the gas was released, his last words were probably Shema Yisrael too. Now, I apologize greatly if I'm screwing up the pronunciation since I'm not Jewish, but I am trying my best to respect it. In the context, Shema means listen, Yisrael means people or congregation of Israel. It's a prayer in Judaism. It's traditional for Jewish people to say this as their last words. But why did this man have to write it in a piece of paper? Couldn't he just have said Shema Yisrael before he died? Why did he need to go through all the trouble to smuggle a piece of paper and use his own blood to write this? Think about it. You're in a prisoner's camp. You're in Auschwitz. It's hard to get a piece of paper. You think pieces of paper are like just lying around, like it's like Staples. You go to Staples and you get a piece of paper. No. And if you're carrying any contraband, you're gonna be punished. Why did this man go through all the trouble of finding a piece of paper of something and then writing Shema Yisrael in it. He could have just said Shema Yisrael before he died. Why did he have to write it on a piece of paper? Why go through all the trouble? He was trying to send a message to humanity as a whole. He was trying to talk to the people that survived. He was trying to talk to us. He was trying to say, listen, people, do you see me? I've been through a lot here, but it didn't ruin my faith in God. Don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. Suffer with dignity. Now, this is how I interpreted it to fit my own narrative. You can do the same. Every time I reach a very low spot mental health wise and I don't think I can take it anymore, I say to myself, Shema Yisrael, and remember this man and his message. After I say these words, I immediately feel better. It doesn't lower my pain, but increases my ability to withstand the pain. He found meaning in his death by sending this message to us. I took his message and used it to handle my pain. I'm writing this article because of my own pain. If this article helps you, or if this podcast helps you, you give meaning to all the pain I have been through. Thank you for giving my suffering meaning. I hope this breakup teaches you things that you can pass on to someone else, so they give meaning to your suffering. Life it's difficult. It's very, very difficult. We all need to find our meanings in order to get through it. Why get through all the suffering? We need a meaning for it. We need a reason for it. What is your reason? What is your meaning? I want you to find it. It could be anything. Maybe your life's meaning and purpose is to make people smile. It could be small as that. So you would go around, walking around the city after work, just smiling at people. You can do that. There's this cashier. She lives in our neighborhood. She works in Shoppers Drug Mart. The people that are North American will know what Shoppers Drug Mart is. Wait, I don't know if it's in the US, but it's here in Canada a lot. So this woman, she lost her husband and all two of her children in a car crash. Okay? She lost everything in a car crash. And from then on, she had to start working as a cashier to support herself. Before this accident, this lady was actually just a normal lady. Like, you couldn't tell she's different, or you couldn't tell that. Like, she was just a normal lady. She was just like, normal lady. Average normal lady. You wouldn't be able to recognize her if she was in a room. Like, there was no unique characteristic about her. But after that accident, after she lost everything, she started working as a cashier. And she was so nice to everybody. She was so fucking nice to everybody. Every time you went to that Shoppers Drug Mart, if she checked you out, she would genuinely look at you and ask you, how are you? And she would press on it. She would be like, no, how are you really? She would take everybody's fucking time. She would just haul up the line. Okay, she actually cared about people. Okay, and she did her best as a cashier to make people smile, to make people laugh. She has a very good sense of humor. She's like the only cashier who made me laugh ever. Okay, she makes everybody going through that checkout line in that mall happy. That is how she finds meaning in her life. That's very noble. You can try to do anything. So this woman deals with her suffering by making everybody happy, by giving everybody a good experience. So I want you to learn from that. You might think, to get my meaning, I need to become the president of the world and change the whole. No, it could be small. It's just making people happy, making people smile. It could be very specific, like fixing a pipe. Okay, the switch system is important. Okay, if you're a really good plumber, maybe your meaning should be to fix to fix the sewage system in your building. Imagine how many people will be helped if you do that. Okay, it could be a song you write. Imagine how many minds will be blown with that song. Even if one mind is blown, that's enough minds for me. My way, my meaning here is this podcast. Right now it's this podcast, and if I'm able to help one other person, I'm happy. Okay, I don't need anything else. There's this guy called the Mountain Man in India. He was called the Mountain Man because when his wife was dying, his wife was dying and he needed to take her to a hospital, but he had to go around a mountain, right? He had to go around a mountain to reach the hospital. So while he was going around the mountain, his wife died. They couldn't go around the mountain in time. So you know what he did? He dedicated the rest of his life to make a passage through the mountain. He wanted to make a passage through the mountain, so next time anybody in the village is sick or dying, they can go to the hospital way faster. Because if he went through the mountain to the hospital, it would take very less time and his wife would have been saved. But because he had to go around the mountain, his wife died. So his meaning of life came from making a passage through the mountain. You know how he did it? He didn't have any equipment. He didn't have any state-of-the-art tractor or anything. He was a poor man. He was a laborer. He didn't have any education. He didn't know how to read. Didn't know how to do shit. He knew how to do? Knew how to dig. And he took a fucking shovel and he made a passage through the mountain. It took him 30 or 40 years, something like that. It took him 30 to 40 years to build a passage through the mountain. I think it might be 20, but whatever it is. It was a long time. It took him a long time to build a passage through the mountain. And he used a fucking shovel. Just a shovel. Every day after he done his labor job, he would come to this mountain and he would dig. He would keep digging till he was too tired to go on. And everybody called him a fucking crazy person. But after 20 years of digging, or 20 or 30 years of digging, he made the passage. And everybody was able to go to the hospital so much faster. And so many lives were saved because of that. Because he went through the pain of losing someone because of this mountain. So he was like, alright, I lost my wife, but I'm not gonna let this happen to any other person ever. Fuck it. I'll make a path through this mountain with my shovel. So no matter what your obstacles are, this man had a fucking shovel and time. That's all he had. So I want you, the person who's listening to this podcast, find that shovel and start digging that mountain. And that could be anything. It could be your music career. It could be your acting career. It could be whatever. It could be anything. I want you to grab that shovel and I want you to start digging. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to die, okay? We're not going to survive this. We're all going to die. Might as well do something fucking badass, you know? Might as well do something. There's no way we'll be discovering immortality anytime soon. This life kills us. So fucking show this life what you're made of. Show this universe what you're made of. Show this world what you're made of. Do it. If the meaning of your life, if your purpose is to make bathroom art, fucking make the best bathroom art you can, okay? Make the best bathroom art in the world. You want to be a skateboarder? Become the best you can be. Give it your all. Give it your all. Don't hold back. I want you to be in your deathbed and think to yourself, I gave it my all. I gave this life my all. I didn't hold anything back. That's what I want you to say at the end of your life. So, yeah. I'll be coming with new podcasts later. I'll post it here in my channel or whatever the hell is my channel. I'll post it. I'll go deeper into the concepts I talked about here, because if I want to go really deep in the concepts in this podcast would have been 10 hours. So I don't want to do that. It's already a long ass podcast. So I'll do that in the later podcast. So subscribe. And if you can do one thing, I'd really like if you can do it, if you would rate this podcast, rate it, put a comment on it, how it helped you. Please, if you want people, if you have people in mind that could use this podcast, send it to them. If you think a friend is going through a really bad time during their breakup, you can send it to them. And if this has helped you, please review. Put a review in here, and I don't know, put 5 stars. I don't know, put some comments in there if you like this podcast. If you didn't like it, you don't have to do anything. But if you did like it, if it did help you, please help me out this way. I'm not asking for any money or donation. I just want this message to reach as many people as possible. Okay, so it's an important message. So I want this to be passed around to many people as possible. And I am what people call a breakup coach or a relationship coach. I didn't give that name to myself, my clients did. Every relationship is different, every breakup is different, and most importantly, every situation is different. If you want help with your specific situation, you can contact me at brokenheartclubhelp@gmail.com. Again, I'll spell it out for you. brokenheartclubhelp@gmail.com. It's all lowercase. There are no spaces in between. All right? And I'll probably put my email in the description down below or something like that. Or okay, so you can just easily just copy and paste it. And I have helped a lot of clients, and every single one of them were happy with their results. And that's all I have to say. So take care, and remember, you will be okay. Stay strong.